think of your reaction to some of the moves that were being made against yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously those players that moved yesterday, they've been here for a bit and they're connected inside the room, and there's a business side of the thing in hockey as well. We had some new players out on the ice today, and that's a positive. Can't thank Ryan Lindgren and Jimmy enough for what they've done for the organization long before I got here and since I've been here. You're talking about two really good human beings and two really good hockey players that played hard for the New York Rangers. So it's always tough to see change. I think change is always tough, but that being said, we're focusing now. The focus shifts to the game and getting those two new players that we just received up to speed and getting them ready for tonight. And so we're excited about that.
You've had quite a bit of change this season. I mean, in terms of, I don't know how it compares to a regular season, but it seems like there's been a lot of trades and a lot of new guys to incorporate into your lineup. Has it been particularly challenging to do that?
Not necessarily. It's always a little bit more challenging, maybe not so much for us or for the team. I think for those players coming in on the day of a game, I don't think it's difficult for Will Borgen right now. But maybe when you first get into an organization, and that's when I found out when I've been planted into an organization like mid-season, and you're the new guy and you're taking it all in. That's when it can become a little bit overwhelming. But I think for the people that are here, it's just business as usual, and our job is to get those guys up to speed and as comfortable as possible, as quick as possible. And so that's kind of where we're at with those two guys today.
You don't even have a practice first, right? I mean, it's just.
We just had a good one. You missed it. Did you not see it?
I did not see it.
Well, you know that. Yes. It's just not a lot of time, I guess, to get them ready.
Well, that's my point. That's my point. I mean, we're ready for it. We're ready for them. It's because we've all been here operating under a certain set of rules, and so these guys are trying to come in and trying to figure out, the systems, where the parking is. And there's just a lot that goes to it, I think, when you get moved from city to city, and so that they're the ones that we're trying to, get some sort of understanding, get them comfortable, have them feel good about going into the game tonight, because that change, like the two guys that left and are going somewhere, the two guys that come in, it's just, I think it's hardest probably on them.
Could you just go through the two new guys and just tell us your scouting report on both of them and your impressions?
Yeah, I think Parssinen is a good young centerman. I know he's been playing a little bit of wing, but in conversations with him, he's a centerman. He wants to play center, and we're thinking back to his Nashville days. He was playing with some pretty good players. Coached against him and watched some games recently with a couple of their top end players, and great opportunity for him to come in and show what he can do. He's young, he's big, he's strong, and so that's a good pickup for us. And I think de Hann's been around so long as a player. I mean, quality person, quality player. I think he's got around 700 games in the NHL, and so we had a good piece to the back end.
With de Hann, it looked like he was skating with Jones. It looked like Jones maybe on the right, or are you still feeling that out?
They're both played a little bit of right, and so we'll get to that. So when they went out there today, and I think they both took maybe a shift, and so I think there'll be conversations about that.
Not just the guys who just acquired, but Berard looks like he could step in with Smith being held out. Offman's getting an opportunity. I mean, how much do you look at some of these young guys? Obviously, you're in a playoff race, you want to win, but this being a chance for them to prove themselves right now.
Yeah, it is, but I don't think it's necessarily a shot in the dark with Berard coming back up and going to the lineup. He's already come up. I think he's comfortable here. So his comfort, I think, compared to the two guys that came in, he's been here. He's been in the system. He knows the way around, and he's come up and he's played really well for us. He's quick and he's fast. He's aggressive. He's got a little bit of an edge to his game. He can create some offense and some energy. I think that's a good thing. And yeah, you're right. It's an opportunity for a lot of these guys. Jonesy's back in the lineup. Offman's up here. Berard's here. A couple new guys coming in. Great opportunity.
And do you think that can give the team a jolt? Because these guys are getting here. They want to make a good impression.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they'll be. I think they'll be. I think those guys can provide a lot of energy inside of our team. So I thought I thought we were good last game, and everybody brought the energy. We just need to come back with it and try to get a little better in some areas and try to find the net a little bit more, the back of the net a little bit more, but certainly they can come in and provide some juice, yeah.
Looks like you have put Jones on that first unit, going away from the 5-forward thing. Can you just talk a little about your thinking about going away from the 5-forward thing?
Yeah, it didn't, just, I know it's one game, and so it's quick. I always feel a little bit better on a power play with a defenseman out there, somebody who's thinking about, what happens if things break down the other way. But, there was 3 or 4 chances on the power play, but it came from the other unit, not necessarily that unit. And so, again, we're working through it. This is early on in the Fox not being in the lineup, and so we're working through that.
From a personal standpoint, when you build relationships with players and the business side kicks in and you lose them, how does that make you feel? What's the emotion?
Everybody feels the same. The 2 guys that left yesterday were, like I said it earlier, they're about as quality human beings as you can get. And to get the opportunity for me to get the opportunity to work with them and coach them and the rest of the staff, and then not just the coaching staff, but the medical staff and the equipment staff. Those guys have been here for a long time. Certainly their teammates. That's change, and that change can be hard. But again, you see it happening all the time in professional sports. That's part of the business. We have to turn the page. We have to move on, and we've got a big game tonight. We've got to win. So that was yesterday. Today's a new day. We welcome these new guys in, get them on the same page as quick as we can, and get ready to play tonight.
On a day like yesterday where you're not playing, but the NHL has a lot of games going on, and especially a lot of teams that you're kind of competing with those spots for right now, a lot of them win yesterday.
Thanks for bringing all that up.
Do you find yourself looking at the standings every day, watching those games? Like, how closely are you watching what's going on?
I watched. I saw what you saw. I wasn't surfing a red zone type deal, looking to hanging on to every thread. There's a lot of hockey left. We got to worry about ourselves. I feel like if we can put together some wins, it'd be great if those teams, do what they do. But I still feel like we're in control of what we can do here. We string together the majority of the wins. We can put 75%, 80% wins together, and do it for a stretch of time. We'll find our own way. Quick. Thanks, guys.